Hello, I am back with Alvin Ho, chapter 12. This one's called Psychotherapy. No one can explain why I can't talk in school and now at piano lessons. So once a month after school, my mom drives me to see a children's psychotherapist to get to the bottom of it. A therapist is a very smart person who wears glasses and can help you with your problems by asking you a lot of questions instead of giving you shots, which is really amazing. But a psycho, as everyone knows, is a crazy person in the movies that you never want to run into in real life. So a psychotherapist is a very smart, crazy person that you should stay away from for your own good. I tried to explain this to my mother, but I can never get the words out on account of it's hard to talk about scary things. So I have to outsmart the psycho on my mind. It's not easy, but I have figured it out. Alvin Ho's psycho survival rules. Number 1, carry your PDK. Number 2, never volunteer any information. Number 3, never look her in the eye. Number 4, but keep an eye on her. Number 5, expect the unexpected. Number 6, escape at first chance. And number 7, have a plan B. So when my mom dropped me off, I was ready. Did you have a good day today in school? The psycho asked. I avoided all eye contact. Did you do anything special? I kept my hands in plain sight. Working on your pitching? I nodded. I am always pitching and catching with my gung-gung. That's good, said the psycho. I bet you're terrific. I nodded again. How are the piano lessons going? Silence. Read any good books lately? I nodded. I had read a bunch of great books with my dad. We love true tales of courage and accounts of dangerous expeditions. Tenzing Norgay and the Sherpas of Everest was especially exciting. How's Lucy? It was a trick question. There's always so much to tell about my dog, but I caught myself. I've never said a word in therapy. It is just too scary. What do you say to a psycho? The clock on the wall clicked tick, tick, tick. Outside, cars whooshed by in the rain. The psycho sighed. She shuffled some papers. Want to play cards? She finally asked. Usually, playing cards is okay. When she runs out of questions, the cards come out, and it means the therapy part is over. And when it's over, and it's just me and the psycho alone, with nothing to do but play cards and wait for my mom or dad to pick me up. Tick, tick, tick. Psychos sure can shuffle. Flip, flip, flip. But she doesn't play very well. She talks too much. Making friends is tough, isn't it? She jabbered. I held my cards. Making friends is hard for grown-ups too, she went on. So I know how you feel. I did not move. Do you sometimes want to play with kids who don't want to play with you? She asked. I nodded. Then I won the first hand. Shuffle, shuffle, deal, deal. We can't make people play with us who don't want to, said the psycho. Then I won the second hand. It was too easy. She wasn't paying attention to her cards. Then I won the third hand. But there's always someone great to play with, the psycho jabbered on, who was also looking for a friend. The longer we played, the more I won and the more she lost. But she didn't just lose. She hardly even looked at her cards. If I played like that, Calvin would have a few unsavory names for me. Wipe thy ugly face, thou weedy earth-vexing way-face, Calvin would say. Methinks you stink, thou pribbling, peeble-headed harpy. The psycho stopped. What? She said. What did you say? Oops, did I say something? I kept my eyes low. I kept my hands in plain sight. I had no idea you knew Shakespeare. She sounded surprised. I was surprised too. I didn't know Shakespeare. Shakespeare lived a long time ago, and now he's dead. How could she think I knew him? Why, that's really wonderful, she continued. But it wasn't wonderful. I hadn't meant to say anything at all. It had just sort of slipped. Here's a picture of him. He was calling her all those Shakespearean bad names, bad words, because she was playing some terrible cards. I don't know Shakespeare very well, said the psycho, but I'm thrilled that you can express yourself in that way. Sit on thee a spit, I muttered, then eat my sneakers, thou droning beef-witted nut-hook. Oops, I couldn't stop myself. That's the problem with cursing. Once you start, it's hard to stop. Grow unsightly warts, thou half-faced horned beast. Bathe thyself, thy reeking, reeling, ripe pigeon egg. The psycho gasped. The look on her face said she didn't think it was so wonderful anymore. So I made a break for it. I bolted from my poker hand and I ran as fast as I could. Unfortunately, the psycho was even faster. She nabbed me as I got to the stairs. So I let her have it. Away, I say, thou curtish milk-livered mold-rap. Get thee gone, thou bibbishing onion-eye flapdragon. Thy mother wears armor. Dun, dun, dun. So he doesn't talk to his psychotherapist, but when he finally does, all he says to her are Shakespearean insults that he's making up and saying horrible things to her. Probably not the best idea, Alvin Ho.